And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Starting off with our first graphic today showing a high wind warning, red shaded areas here for Prince of Wales Island, Ketchikan, Annette, and those areas. The southern southeast coast, high wind warning out for tomorrow. Strong low coming northward to the west here off the coast, expected to bring winds from the south-southeast or southerlies up to 60 miles an hour in gusts. And then also a winter weather advisory here for Admiralty Island, including Angoon for tomorrow for possibly 3 to 5 inches of snow there. On the satellite imagery, you can see the developing warm front here with that next system that's still down off the chart there, spreading clouds up into the southeast coast. Otherwise, we've got a weak low here bringing rain into Kodiak Island, some snow into Bristol Bay, and increase in the clouds here into southern Cook Inlet and the Kenai Peninsula. Another breakout here to the west with some clear skies noted around St. Paul today, as well as Atka and Adak. And the stronger system with Cirrus just along and south of the western Aleutians here. To the south, it'll be pushing up. And moisture here bringing snow to the central interior. Snow on Nenana, Fairbanks, Eielson Air Force Base, over toward Eagle. Had some moderate snow this afternoon. And areas of clouds up here for the North Slope and the Arctic coastal areas with most of the snow occurring here from the central Arctic coast back to the west. And on this loop again, you can see low pressure here is continuing to pull northward and weaken and kind of break up a little bit. This low coming northward over toward Bristol Bay today, weak low down there. And on the chart today, we can see the warm front here with that next system still well to the south. Had some areas of rain and showers diminishing this afternoon over the southeast coast. And again, some areas of snow here right through the central interior areas out to the Seward Peninsula on up toward the northwest coast. And some little bit of snow there along the Arctic coast in areas. I should have drawn that snow area right into the western Arctic coast there. But it was pretty light up in that area, but kind of continuous throughout the day. Clearing here over the southwest part of the state, rain and snow with this low pressure area coming up toward the Alaska Peninsula. And low pressure here over the northwest Bering Sea, really keeping most of the moisture out to the northwest there with some clearing around St. Paul on down to the Aleutians. Dry conditions, light winds along the entire Aleutian chain today, but the next system down in this area will be pushing up and bringing gale force winds into the Aleutians late tonight with increasing chances of moisture. Could start out as snow from Adak westward to Shemya, but that won't be until probably tomorrow morning. High pressure, light winds, clearing skies, colder temperatures in the interior. And this low pressure area here right over Kodiak Island, so we'll keep it kind of damp and unsettled there with moisture, mostly in the form of snow, whatever falls in Bristol Bay. Could see some mixed precipitation into the southern Cook Inlet and the Kenai Peninsula area, but not much at all. Pretty light if it does occur. High pressure over the Yukon will bring gale force winds tomorrow to the Lynn Canal area as the pressures fall as this low tracks northward. And again, expected to pass to the west of Prince of Wales Island. And that's good for wind gusts of 60 miles an hour for the southern panhandle. And if it's cold enough, possibly 3 to 5 inches of snow in some areas around Admiralty Island over toward Angoon, with precipitation possibly reaching up to the north there and possibly not. Look for some clearing for the North Gulf Coast with some outflow northerly and northeasterly winds. Some lingering moisture here could kick off a few isolated snow showers, maybe a peppering of light snow for the western Alaska range, dry in the interior here, and isolated snow showers or flurries for the North Slope, along with some clearing for the eastern Arctic coast. And pretty good conditions all the way down to the Alaska Peninsula, Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta, light winds, gale force winds, and snow changing to rain for the Aleutians, isolated snow showers for the Pribilofs. And for Thursday, this system lifts northward, so big increase in the winds and precipitation here for the central Bering Sea to the Kuskokwim Delta coast. Lesser increase in the wind there for the Yukon Delta coast, although there'll be noticeably windier in the afternoon there along the coastline. Gale force winds, rain, Alaska Peninsula into the eastern Aleutians, lighter winds with showers for the central and western Aleutians. Strong high pressure over the Yukon, dominating all of interior Alaska with dry conditions from the Arctic coast all the way down to the North Gulf Coast, and some isolated showers there over the Panhandle. And lows for tonight in about 10 to 15 below in the central and eastern interior, and right around 5 below for the Arctic coast. And lows in the upper 20s for Kodiak Island. Colder here for south central Alaska, lows in the mid-teens and 20s, right around 5 to 10 for the Copper River Basin. Mid-20s northern southeast coast, upper 30s to the south, and mostly in the upper 20s to lower 30s out over the Aleutians, mid-20s for the Pribilof Islands. And for the highs tomorrow, St. Lawrence Island, lower 20s, mid-30s for the Pribilofs, upper 30s for the Aleutians, to near 40 here for the Alaska Peninsula. Not bad for Kodiak Island, about 37. Highs in the 20s and 30s south central Alaska, closer to 0 in the interior there, all the way out to the Arctic coast, and 30 to 35 in the northern panhandle. They'll be followed by lows. Again, much colder conditions now coming in, 25 to 40 below here, coldest over the Yukon Flats, with 20 to 25 below expected for the Tanana Valley. Single numbers out here to the west, Seward Peninsula, and coldest on the eastern Arctic coast and near 0 for the west side there. And temperatures down 5 to 15 here for the south central Alaska area, milder down toward Homer and Kodiak, with lows out over the Aleutians in the mid-30s, with lows in the upper 20s to upper 30s to the southeast coast. That'll be followed by highs upper 20s to lower 30s for the panhandle for the highs, and staying below 0 central eastern interior north of the Alaska Range, although Copper River Basin kind of chilly, highs around 5, and teens and lower 20s for south central Alaska.